go. Go. Fatima, it's all yours.
Okay, good day, everyone.
One second, Julie, I'm not sure, but I see all of a sudden from 13 it went down to 6 people.
Oh, people are getting kicked out?
Yes, I have a feeling. I'm not sure.
Um, they shouldn't be getting kicked out. Let me try this. It's very strange.
Yeah, I see people are coming in back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fatma, you can start again. Sorry about that.
Good day, everyone. HP Maths Mentors monthly meeting number 4 with the HP executives. This evening, we have our honorable HP man, Mr. Tunde Agbuke. We have Rizma, and our guest this evening is Elisa Amador, who will be talking to us about sustainable education. Black belts, those of you who have been on our black belt session know that this is a topic that we had a couple of weeks ago. So I really hope that we still remember all the things we did about climate change and the session we had with Brenda about climate change. So this is something that is very dear to us and we've got a 1 million teachers village that is going to try to definitely practice sustainable education. So Elisa, we're eagerly awaiting um, your inputs. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. I'm gonna start sharing. Let me know when you can see my screen. All
Yep.
right.
We can see it.
Okay, thank you. So this is a very short and to the point presentation. So I'm just gonna get started. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to share at the end of the presentation some of the resources where I took the information from. So I'm just gonna get started. Sorry, too many screens. So Education for Sustainability, which is known as EFS, is something that Jamie Cloud is founder of on the Cloud Institute for Sustainable Education. And it's dedicated to providing awareness about sustainable education. Give me just a second, sorry. It's the belief of a whole system approach that teaches students long-term solutions for economic prosperity, responsible citizenship, and the health of a natural ecosystem. So educators can inspire their students to make a difference, not only locally, but also globally, and help them track their change. But to be able to do that, obviously the work needs to start with creating and helping the students develop a healthy sense of self and understanding their role in the larger system. So I'm going to go over some of the more basic ideas proposed in the information that I found to be able to help the students create this sense of understanding and develop, more sustainable approach in their school and their lives. So the first one would be start a service project. And this one has actually quite a few examples. As you can see, you can create a fundraiser for the local humane society. You can become pen pals with children at a local hospital, organize a team of parents, parent helpers for local watershed cleanup, volunteer at a local farm, visit local farmer markets. Like the list is very wide, and some of the ideas proposed in this information is that students can create some items to sell, for example, collect money and advertise for a big event. They can create an autobiography to give to children, for example, when they become pen pals. And they can even send bags of supplies for the children in the hospital to create their own autobiography. They can also, on the third example, when they gather, they can ask to gather garbage or recycling materials, educate the class about ways to help the watershed flourish, discuss the importance of sustainable fishing practices, learn how their local communities near and far are impacted by these practices. One that was interesting to me is learn of ways to cultivate a garden and use the classes and the time not only in the sustainable part, but obviously in all the other different classes that can hospice that same topic, and incorporate that into school lunches. um, you know uh, like just make it part of the whole process, the whole education process, rather than just going in and build a garden. You would use that process, or that the tools to create the garden as a whole for on the education process. Um, you can talk about, the benefits of eating healthy, how local markets offer a great opportunity um, to create produce for local consumption, and what the difference is between imported goods and locally produced goods. You can chat with the local farmer market farmers and discuss the environmental, nutrition, and economic impact of consuming foods, rather than those that have been imported and have traveled long distances, for example. Another way to create or to help um, students to learn about sustainability is learning about people who have made a difference. So there's in this research, I found that there are environmental um, websites and places where you can look up information and you can be a part of it uh, remotely. For example, the Green Belt movement is by Nobel Prize winner and environmental activist Wangari Maathai. I'm not sure if I'm saying if I'm giving the right pronunciation, I apologize. Which is the Malala Fund by children's rights activist Malala Yousafzai. And there are other inspirational roles or characters that you can bring into the classroom to help the students learn and create that self-involvement to discover themselves into what they would like to become later on in life, and how they can participate more in their communities and their classroom and their families to create different impact. So in this slide, you expose your student to literature, video, music, artwork, and describe the perspective of others and be aware of events that happen outside your community, for example. Then this one is very special to me because I do love nature. So connect with nature, similar to the garden experience at the school. You can cultivate a sense of curiosity and wonder within your students by incorporating nature in all areas. I remember, for example, in my school years, a long time ago, my art teacher would let us go explore in the garden and find different things like a dry leaf or, a green leaf, and then you would use that element to incorporate it into your art classes, for example. And that is a way where you are allowing your students to go explore, to be curious, to wonder, and incorporate all of that, all of those different elements into the classroom. As well, allowing your students to spend time in nature will make them feel more connected to the world around them and learn how to advocate for it. This initiative also had information of the Boston Schoolyard Initiative, which has helped transform Boston schoolyards into dynamic learning spaces. It's a fund that invests in vibrant outdoor areas led to increased physical activity, improved that has shown to improved student behavior and relationships between the parents and the community. Then this one sounds a little bit more work, but if you start to think about what we've already had before, if you have been through some of, hopefully most of all the previous processes or steps, there could be a time where you can start an environmental awareness challenge. For example, challenge your students about how their actions impact the world. And this one was an interesting example because they would use the topic of what when you go to buy something and they give you a plastic bag, what happens to the plastic bag? How does using too much plastic impact the world in a negative way? Who is affected by using too much plastic? Where does the plastic go? What happens to plastic over time? Like all of these emotional discussions would lead to all of the students in the classroom to ask themselves, if there are actions that they can do at home and as a classroom to improve and take steps into resolving some of these issues. So you would discuss and record some of the practices that they have today versus what what they would like or what their goal would be in the near future. You can post them in a chart in a visible place in the classroom, and you can use them to go over time on the topic again and record what are some of the actions over time that they've been able to change in the classroom and in their family. You can instruct them to introduce a healthy solution to their families and see what their success is and challenge them a little bit on what on doing an implementation journal, for example, or what if they can go a little broader than their family? What if they can share it with their local community as well? Then this other initiative is to model mindfulness, which is very much about the people. So you would be able to, for example, in the classroom, turn off the lights and allow students to have a comfortable position, focus on their breath, discuss your body sensations and emotions. So those are like the deep connections to people, animals, and nature that can be cultivated in the present moment by being aware of your emotions and your actions and how they impact others. You can also include breathing exercises, guided meditation, and one that really stood up for me was verbalizing body sensations. When you help the students verbalize body sensations when they're feeling angry, happy, sad, or embarrassed, is a very good process and a very good opportunity to explain that talking through difficult emotions is a healthy way of working through them in a productive manner. And finally, establish a quiet time for 5 minutes every day to be able to incorporate some of the practices that we are presenting here. And finally, this one last initiative is to encourage out of the box thinking, which is just, promote your students to be able to do any risk taking and mistake making in your own classroom. Like, any idea could work if we go back to the previous initiatives and you have taken the steps to introduce all these healthy good practices to the classroom, and the students feel that they are in a safe place to promote any other ideas that maybe the teacher or other students may have not come up with yet. So this is pretty much what I have for you. I don't know if there's any questions or you'd like to go back to a little more depth of any specific initiative. I would like to share to finalize. These are some of the resources I used for to put together this presentation, and there's a lot of information out there that can be a great complement to more sustainable practices in the classroom. Thank you. I think you're on mute, Fatima.
Fatima, sorry, I had the same issue.
Hi, Elisa. I didn't realize I was on mute. I was just appreciating your research and your presentation. There's a lot more than I thought. I was thinking more about the green fingers and gardening and climate and global action, but you've actually gone into emotions and so
Uh-huh.
many other things that I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting. So thank you
I
so
wasn't
much.
expecting it either. Yes, I thought the same thing. Like,
Wow, wow. Thank you.
but
It's
yes,
it's
it's
been
it's very
really
interesting.
informative. There's a lot to take in.
Mhm.
And in my part of the world, it's the end of the day. And your voice was very soothing. And it was more like a mindfulness session. I was just sitting here, taking everything in. So I'm looking forward to you sharing this slide. I might even do a black belt session on this. I might copy this because
Mhm.
there's a lot of stuff there that I really
Mhm.
like. Thank you so much.
You're
If
very
anyone's
welcome.
got any questions, any of our mentors, please go ahead. Prince Patrick, do you want to say anything?
Not quite. Just like you said, it's just the session was so relaxing. It's something, it was more like a meditative session. Very well explained and straight to the point. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
HP.
You're on mute again, Fatima.
You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. Any of our mentors from the HP Mats, do you have anything to say? Oh, Omalara is here. We don't see you on black belts. Omalara Oj.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
I was really happy to see you because I don't see you on Thursdays.
Thank you so much. You know,
Say something.
I
I'll
usually
pick
have
your
a
name. You have to
program
talk.
going on. Yeah, I usually have a program going on when the black belts are having their session every Thursday. So that's why you don't see me. So of course, definitely, when I have the time, I always join in. And
Yeah.
truly speaking, I actually enjoy this session. You know, just like every other person has said, it was a moment of relaxation and so soothing, and you're just following the points and all of that. It's something to actually go back, sit down, and go over again. And it's so simple. No very complex things. All of
Exactly.
that. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
I think
if we can give her some emojis, some flowers, some love hearts to say thank you,
Thank you.
Elisa. And I haven't got anything else to say. I don't know if Tunde or Rizma want to say something.
I would just say thank you again, Alyssa. Really appreciate it. I think, as Fatima mentioned, right, this being different time zones for everybody, including yourself, really grateful for the opportunity to record this so we can share it out to all the educators who cannot join live, because the 1MT Black Belt community is a massive community, and especially the ones going through this program. This is critical to their growth. So thank you.
Thank you. And again, thank you. I'm very excited to be here. And if you ever have anything else, let me know. I'll share this with you, and I'll see you another time, hopefully.
Yes. Thank you, Tunde. Thank you, Elisa.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
All right, then. Take care.